You got a story about a judge going after this amnesty proposal of the Biden administration's. What do we know?
Right. So the Biden administration had proposed this plan that was essentially going to grant U.S. citizenship to the spouses or stepchildren or kind of other people otherwise related to American citizens, even though the people in question are illegal immigrants. And so 2 states and I think about 14 state attorney generals sued the Biden administration, saying that this was illegal and unconstitutional, and a federal judge has sided with those states, saying indeed that the Biden administration can't just go around granting U.S. citizenship to illegal immigrants willy-nilly. And I think this is something that a lot of people, even if they're kind of in the center or the left, can agree with, that, you know, even if we have a debate over how open the borders should be or how many people we should be bringing in every year, we don't want what we have, which is basically wide open borders, people just flooding in completely chaotically, overwhelming the healthcare system, overwhelming the public school system. That's not something the average American is interested in.
Michael, you get the sense that Tom Homan, who the Trump transition team has already appointed as their immigration and border czar, you get the sense he's not messing around on this issue from what he said.
No, there's a new sheriff in town, and in fact, reports indicate that the migrant caravan that was headed for the U.S. Was cut down by about half, just because of Trump's election. You know, amnesty, number one, is a decision for Congress. It's not a decision for the president. It's kind of like student loans, right? Student loan forgiveness, contrary to all appearances from the Biden administration, that is not an executive decision. Biden's executive orders reopened the border. They actually flew illegals in. They flew them all over the U.S., bust them all over the U.S., often in the dead of night. They put them up in facilities that are not open to the public. We don't know what's going on. Absolute secrecy. Now they want to naturalize them without any legal process, without any assimilation. This is not democracy if you're keeping score. And, it just seems like these are the biggest human traffickers on the planet.
You know, Josh, one of the things that obviously we talk about a lot on this show and at readline.com is the subject of education. And this issue has really impacted public schools. You've had an influx of migrant children, maybe through no fault of their own, that are here, don't speak English, and are now something many public school teachers have to deal with.
Yeah, and most of these students are learning English as a second language. And so the fact is that students who come in with those kinds of learning needs are more expensive to educate. It's more difficult for teachers and classrooms. And so a lot of school districts are bearing the brunt of this, and they're already facing declining enrollment. And so it puts a huge burden on the public school system, and it becomes even more costly.